Just looking at the trailer and stuff, it looks like you're about to like go into some really deep areas.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the what kind of mind state were you in when you?
It was just kind of a build off of what I started with Calling Sick. I started going down this path of like, look, I just want to make good music that's real to me, that's authentic to my life. And we're trigger warning basically it's just an introduction to the whole album. I began talking about being molested as a kid in that song, and then the rest of the music, it kind of goes into that. Like it's kind of like, having that happen and what that's like to deal with that, and then coming out of that mentality, so that as I push forward in life, I don't have to hold that in. I don't have to keep that deep down inside as I continue to make music. It can be something that I put out now, people listen to it, and it'll always be there.
Right.
As far as the music is concerned, it's always gonna be a part of my life. So instead of trying to like wrap around the subject, like just put it right into it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's something, even like this hard thing to talk about.
Yeah.
It's I guess like even people who haven't been through that situation, it's a hard thing to listen to.
Right.
Like when you were writing this.
Right. Right.
Were you feeling anything, or?
I was. This is my best music, period. And I say that because I did keep the listeners in mind when I was writing it.
Right.
It was like, okay, as a listener, I know I can only hear so much deep shit. You know what I'm saying? Before it gets like, okay, put some fucking whatever on, put some Problem on, put some YG on, put somebody on, because I can't listen to this all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so like, as I think about that, writing something about this, something that is like, only a handful of artists have ever talked about it, period.
Right.
Nobody's really made it a very big part of their brand like I'm doing. So because of that, it's like, okay, I gotta take in consideration that there's certain levels I can't go to. Certain I have to be able to say things in a certain way to make it palatable. That way nobody gets tired of it, nobody's trying to, gets disgusted by it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody gets, it doesn't go around anybody's head, it just gets overlooked. It's something that I feel like once you start listening to it, you'll stick with it. I was very conscious about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like a completely, like, not to downplay, but it's not going to be like completely super serious.
No,
the video,
not throughout the whole thing. Not throughout the whole album. No. The video, the short film itself, it focuses on the 6 songs that's the focus. Like the sexual abuse and stuff. That's the focus of those 6 songs. So yeah, the film might be a little deep at the beginning, but like it's just if I know when if people stick with it, they'll see the light at the end of the tunnel, which is why it's all how it's formatted to be.
And the video is going to be like a bio documentary or artistic view of what's
all of that actually. It's kind of like all of that. Actually, that's the videographer Will from Duke Visions.
Yeah.
That's kind of how he was. I brought him the idea of what I want to do it, and he said, well, I want to throw in some documentary aspect into it. I was like, okay, cool. You want to throw in some of this into that, some of this in it. So like,
even in the trailer, it was like comparing a trailer to other videos that I've seen. It was like you look like you're getting more artistic.
Yeah, definitely.
Into this album. Was that like was that a hard transition for you, or was it something that came natural? Or
it's hard in the sense that I don't think people know how artistic I can get,
right?
Like how artistic I can be. So they haven't seen it yet. So it's like, okay, was this gonna, is it? One thing I was talking to some people that I work with for, it's all good. It's all good. As long as it's Kendrick, it's all good, man. Kendrick got good stuff to say,
Usually good at turning it off.
It's all good. It's all good. One of the things that just a business guy that I know was like, you don't want to alienate the fan base that you've already created.
Right.
And while that's true, I don't want to be stuck in a level where I know I can go past that level. Like if I can go past the level, I'm gonna go to the level I can go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I understand what you're saying there. Like, is like art a big part in your life as well? Like, do you
Yeah.
do anything outside of just emceeing, or is it just like, are you an admirer, or are you?
I'm an admirer of art.
Okay.
Right now, most of the things I do artistically, I've learned them so I can support my emceeing, like
Okay.
graphic design, video editing, like stuff like that. But as a kid, I drew comics. Like, I drew comics, I drew cartoons. My mom actually bought me a Stan Lee, Stan Lee from Marvel. Like, it was like a how-to book. You could go in and you learn how to draw comics from scratch. So I kind of know somewhere deep down inside, I can really draw superheroes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was a GATE kid, gifted and talented kid, honor student, shit like that. So like I did a lot of art growing up, painting and all kinds of things, drama classes, things like that. So.
And something that's dope just about the MCs that are coming out of the Inland Empire. Like, I've noticed, like, there's a lot of things that you guys have in common. And like, man, if we went to high school, we probably would have been friends. Because I know, like, half of the Noah James interview, we were talking about wrestling.
Okay.
And the Curtis King, I think or at the end, we were talking about comic books. I was like, man, y'all nerds.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I think that's the biggest part about it, man. Like, I think that's why I fit in so well with the IE folks. Like, because we are all creative-minded people.
right.
It's not really about the looking cool. It's not really about the politics. Like, you have to do that. You have to deal with that because that's just how business works.
Right, right.
But for us, it's about the mentality. It's about the art.
But and being like an indie artist, do you
Yeah.
feel more free about what you're putting out there, or is it still? Are you still like thinking like, is this like kind of a business aspect of it as well, or are you just kind of going with the flow?
Well, as an independent artist, you still have to be business minded. I do feel free in the sense that where I'm making art that I want to make. How I'm gonna get it to the people, that's when you gotta think business. You gotta be business minded. So it's like, I guess either way it goes, you have some freedoms and you have some limitations. So now if you can figure out a way to balance those out, where it's like, okay, I've made the music. I'm free to make music I want to make, and then I'm free to get to the amount enough people to where I can support myself with it. You got to find that. You got to find both.
Right.
That's
what's up. And
yeah.
just like on the business aspect of it, like, where are you trying to get at in life? With as pursuing a goal or pursuing being an MC. Like, what's like the easiest way to like, what's the end game? Like,
I want to be able to live. I want to be able to support myself completely with music.
Like, do you think about getting into other areas of music, or just focusing?
I think art wise, as far as the art side of this is concerned, I think rapping is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Business wise, I think I can get into like branding and marketing. I've had to learn that for myself.
Right.
So I think I'd be a good hand for somebody in that lane. You know what I mean? But that would have to be when I always feel like it's like a show and prove type of thing. Like, once I'm able to say, like, look, this is success I was able to get doing the things that I do, so you can trust me, kind of thing. Once I get there, then I'll start, really focusing on those other sides. But right now, I'm just trying to get the art going.
MC.
Doing the MC part of it. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
We said hardly working.
Yeah, the hardly working vlogs.
How did that come about? Like, because those are real interesting vlogs.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I think I've seen like 3 of them up, and like I wonder if you're gonna be dropping a new one.
Man, I don't know if I'm gonna do any more hardly workings. I'm trying to switch it up a little bit this time, but I might do some more hardly workings again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if there's a demand for it, hell yeah,
Because there's a real interesting side to see of an MC, just going around different areas. I'm not sure. Were those like jobs that all those jobs that you were
at the Vibe? Yeah, I was really working at the Vibe when he did that.
Because I remember it was the gun range.
The gun range, my homie J1, he's a producer. He works with Selection. He's also a competitive shooter.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, I have a song about guns, and I have a homie that knows about guns. I own a couple guns. I want to learn how to shoot guns from anybody who knows how to shoot guns. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let's turn it into a video. Like, let's turn my wanting to be better at this into a video, into a vlog, So that was what that was about. Then I got one at the West Covina Museum. which is like nobody really knows that in my hometown we have our own museum. So like I just went there to like just kind of like showcase that.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
And man, I'd like to see some more.
Yeah, okay, for sure. Thank you,
That was-
thank you,
yeah,
thank you.
but,
I'll put some more thought into that one.